Hello everyone, we are with you, Movie Bro, and today I will tell you about the film where a couple of friends decided to climb the tallest tower in the USA, unaware that they will fall into an incredible trap called the Tower of 2022. Up, the film begins with a demonstration of a group of climbers. Suddenly, Dan breaks down in front of Beckley and Shill. 51 weeks later, back up. I thought about my loss every day, always listening to his voicemails. In one of them, her father named Negan, or to be more precise, James is trying to explain that she needs to move on, but she doesn't really like it. Because of what Beckley is constantly freaking out, leaving alone, a moment before she is eliminated, Sheila manages to distract her, who urgently needs a partner to climb the TV tower where she can scatter Dan's ashes. So the duo begins their journey closer to. By the evening, they decide to have a snack, and during the conversation, Sheila adds, "What will make a stunning video there, and the likes will fall from all sides, as well as the fact that that tower has been abandoned for many years and is about to be demolished very soon." A new day arrives, and Sheila immediately starts recording the video, which explains the dimensions of this tower. The height is above 600 meters. I don't want to climb to the very top. When approaching the tower, the duo realizes that the passage is blocked. All that's left is to walk on your own 2 feet. They only have some water from supplies. After all, they expect to be home by lunchtime. The ascent will consist of several stages. First, you need to climb 550 meters inside the steel frame. Then, 60 meters up an external staircase where a ledge awaits them. Beckley immediately asks her not to go anywhere, but Shelley manages to persuade her. So the duo begins their climb up the rather rotten stairs. Even the external fasteners are starting. It's starting to get out of order when suddenly the perilla comes off, but Beckley manages to catch on. Halfway through, the duo takes a short break at the height of the Elf Tower, from where you can see the whole neighborhood. A little later, they still go through the first stage. But Beckley begins to be afraid of heights as Sheila crawls on. Seeing all this, Bella decides to follow her. Things are going pretty well at first, but satellite dishes get in their way. And even their duet is on the sly, but as he walks, Sheila starts shaking the stairs for fun. What causes the bolt to fly out of its slots in the same way? Like the opposite bolt, the duet climbs to the very top. After a couple of recordings, Beckley sprays Dan's ashes all over the neighborhood. All that remains is to descend back to Earth, not yet suspecting that the ladder will fail, ripping off the backup. It's a miracle that Sheila manages to catch on. Without letting Beckley fall, he drags Beckley back onto the bed with his last strength. The ledge, however, now how to go down, does not catch the signal at all, but they find binoculars and a flare. While the backpack with supplies is lying on the plates, the duo suddenly notices a wound on Beckley's leg, and Sheila immediately bandages it, thinking that help is already coming on its own. Sheila, as always, records a couple of videos. A little later, Sheila tries to see through the binoculars. Notice a certain van, but apparently abandoned. By this time, 5 hours had passed, and there was still no connection. It appeared, but the number of likes makes it clear that there was a connection after all. Just a little lower, they come up with the idea to attach the phone to a rope and lower it 15 meters down by writing down the message, but it doesn't lead to anything. Then Beckley decides to throw off the phone by stuffing it into his sneakers, but they don't know if it worked. But in the binoculars, a man and a dog can be seen with a broken phone. Beckley tries to reach him using his shoe, but it doesn't occur to him to look at the top of the tower. As night approaches, Beckley launches a rocket, but this time they were seen. However, instead of helping, they just stole their car. In the dead of night, Beckley notices the code 143 on Shiloh's leg, so Dan said that he loves her, to which she confesses that she had been in a relationship with him for 4 months behind Beckley's back. A new day is coming. The duets are still figuring things out. By this time, 24 hours had passed, and since help never came, the plan with the shoe clearly failed. But they get the idea to get a backpack where the quadcopter is. However, for this, you need to take a chance and personally descend a couple of meters. The awl immediately starts to descend, getting to the plates fairly quickly. However, it did not work out, which is why the awl removes the fastener, jumping out onto a plate where water supplies were stored to approach the drone, just leaving. And this was the last hope of salvation. In the late afternoon, a storm begins to appear in the distance, moving directly toward them, while Beckley is practically running out of energy to fight on, forcing Sheila to admit that she is no longer alive. Even at that moment, when she fell off, she did not catch the rope, but left this world. Instead, she was pulling out her backpack. A little later, Becla watches a video with her father while James tries to find her. A new day is coming with a snack in the form of a vulture. After gaining strength, Bella decides to try to get down using the last shoe, but already inside the shell. Towards nightfall, James rushes headlong to the tower, where a huge pile of rescuers had already gathered, covering Sheila's body. Of course, James thinks it's Bekla, but his fears were in vain. After all, Bakla managed to be saved. This is the end of the film. You had a trip channel with us, and it will be very interesting for us. How do you rate this movie? Just write to us about it in the comments, or just suggest something interesting. See you very soon. Bye.